This is video 7, and what we're doing here is a Google search. Now, the information that we are looking to collect on our spreadsheet, and I have this information filled in already. I'm just going to walk you through the search. It's really the bank number, which I already have filled in, and we're looking for the second bank number, and we're looking for this attorney's number, the bank attorney's number. Okay, and this is a very straightforward search. There's nothing much to it. Simply we start with the bank, signature bank, and we have an address. So what I typically do is I'll cut and paste the address. I'll go to Google, I'll type in signature bank, and I'll have the address. And I'll hit search. And just that quick, we do have an address, 631-962-7300. Now the issue with this is that we're actually looking for 68, and this is 58, which is not a problem. So I'll include this number as well. And we also have a different number here. So I'll click this allpages.com as it comes up, and I'll whatever link they have is fine. I'll go and I'll check, but it's really a straightforward search. It's it's not the same thing every time, but banks are pretty easy to find. Their numbers are not hidden. So it's just a simple Google search with the address, and we find the bank. And it seems like this is an alphabetical order, so we'll scroll down. There's signature bank, and voila, we have this phone number, which is the 68 South Service Road, which is exactly the address that we needed, if you recall that. And I've typed that information in, and we also have this address, 58 South Service Road. So I'll also go here, 58, I'll just go and cut and paste that, and I'll type that here as well. Okay, now the one thing that I do like to do, one thing I notice, and I'll just hit the back button here, is that most banks have a website, and this website right here is signatureny.com. So I'll click it just to see if there's any other differences. And it appears, there's some things here, and I have some information here for a investor contact. Okay, and I believe this is the home page. I'll just take this information. I'll usually cut and paste this information, and I'll put it in the notes, because we don't know who this person is per se, but it's good to have that piece of information, because if we don't get the owner's information, we can, or the person we need to speak to, we have this contact person, and we can verify what we're looking to do, and hopefully they'll be able to put us in the right direction. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with this New York Community Bank. I basically did the first one already, so we'll just go back and we'll do the same thing here. The last thing that I do like to do, we do have a contact person here, Jim Ziron, and we can do a search for him. John Ziron, apologize. So we can do a search for him, and I'll just say signature bank, and I'll see if he comes up, because we may be able to get somebody direct. Now, being that we have the bank's number, we can probably find them pretty easily, but it's always better if we have the direct information. Okay, we have a jigsaw, and it appears he may be on the 5th Avenue part. It seems he's located at Fifth Avenue according to this website, but we don't get the Fifth Avenue, but we do get a phone number for the Fifth Avenue. So I'll throw that number in as well into the phone numbers, and basically I'll throw it under John himself. And the reason I do this is because I know who I'm trying to contact at this particular number. It may not be his direct number, but that's fine. And we just keep that number there so that we have it, and we're squared away with that. If we move forward, I may check another website. I may go back to this website just to get this address, because I know he's at 565 Fifth Avenue. At least it says it there. But the phone number is mainly what we need, because a lot of this information can be inaccurate, especially if it's not from Signature Bank themselves. So this seems like it's something that's on the Signature site, and we've already looked at this page, and we've taken Eric Howell's information. So that's we can probably follow up with that, but so far so good. We've gotten a lot of information. Now we'll go to New York Community Bank. Again, I'm not as concerned with the stuff in the orange. Okay, I'm not going to spend too much time on this because it's not really worth it. So we do have the New York Community Bank. I apologize. One thing I did not input was the address. Let me go back. And I'll search again. And as we see, we do have some things that have come up. But we don't have a phone number per se. I'm not, again, this information in the orange, it's not as important. So the last thing we could look up is Casson and Casson LLP. I don't want you to waste your time on things in the orange as much, unless we're unable to obtain these two items. If we cannot obtain the owner's number or the bank number at that particular point, we definitely want to look at things in the orange. Okay, and again, these are the columns highlighted in the orange. Okay, because with this information we can find the other information, by making a few phone calls. Alright, so that concludes the Google search. Again, it's straightforward. If I wanted to find this, again, I would just go to Google. I would just go to Google. I would type in Casson and Casson, and I would type the address. And I don't have to type the suite per se, but just type the address, and I would do a search, and we have that number. It pops right up, 212 972-6161. And that would be that. So now we have a phone number for the castle. It's pretty straightforward. Again, we just go to Google and get that information. The next search that we are going to do is an internet search for the owner's phone number, and this is the most difficult piece of information that we can get, and I'm going to show you how to find it in video 8, and that will conclude the video series.